is that Mom has a special place in all of our hearts. So we're so lucky to have her to have nurtured us, and she's still nurturing us. She worries about us. She kept saying this week, I'm so worried about you. You do so much, and I'm such a pain. I wish you wouldn't do this. But that's just Mom. There's so many adjectives that describe her. She's kind, she's gentle, she's generous, she's patient, and she's tireless. She's just a good person and such a good role model. And when I was trying to think of growing up and an example of her kindness that goes beyond family, we had an old man down the road, Mr. Ginter. Joanne, you remember him? He owned a greenhouse. He lived in a room off the greenhouse, and he was hard of hearing. You might say he was deaf. And somehow he would find his way up to our house after Mom had worked all day in a noisy sewing factory. So he would come in, and Mom's trying to cook dinner, and he's shouting at her, and she's shouting back. And because he knew he was going to get dinner, and then our dad would come home, and he'd be like, ah, and he'd be muttering under his breath, and Mom's trying to keep the conversation going, but she knew he was poor, and she knew he was lonely, and she always treated him with such kindness. And another thing is, she worked hard. She woke up early every morning, came home, and she would take her 15-minute cat nap. And then she'd jump up and she'd start cooking dinner. She'd be cleaning, and after sewing all day, we were always short of money. But we had the prettiest clothes because Mom she didn't make your things stick wherever you are, sorry, but she made dresses and blazers. She even made our prom dresses. And then we were too poor to buy new Barbie clothes, but that was no problem for Mom because she would bring scraps home from the sewing factory, and she would make dresses for our Barbie dolls at night. And we would wake up and there'd be a faux fur coat for Barbie. And so she's just, she never sat down. Even when we sat around watching TV, she was ironing clothes. And she still doesn't like to sit and just watch TV. She sits and crochets. So from doilies to scarves to Afghans to hats, whatever, we are covered. And Sundays, my friends still talk about the goodies, the baked goods that are in the Charlie Chips can. You just ran into Joanne last week, and she's like, I remember the gobs in the Charlie Chips can. So we had to have gobs today. And she was tireless with us, and then when she had grandkids, you think she'd be running out of energy, but no, she had even more energy. And she still has it. And when our kids were little, and boys, you can attest, she would do whatever you wanted her to do to make you happy. And then she still had energy to help clean house. And when my friends would come in, she would answer the door when my friends came. Mom would have a bottle of Fantastic in one hand and a towel draped over her shoulder in the other. So they still talk about her. And she has such a gentle spirit. And when we were little, she would get mad at us, and then we would cry, and then she'd come over after a few minutes and say she was sorry, and then we would start crying and say we were sorry too. And I think maybe she planned it that way, but she didn't. She was very slick, and she doesn't like conflict. She doesn't take sides. She loves everybody, and if we all could follow her example, the world would be a better place. And these are just a few of my memories, and I know Bonnie and Betsy have some too, but thanks, Mom, for being you. You're the best mom that any child could ever wish for.
I don't remember any of that stuff.
Betsy said she doesn't remember. Oh, thanks. We needed that.
I don't remember her being mad.
Okay.
All I can remember my mom, if I was out late, she would be in that reception hall window. Where have you been? That's all I can remember.
And she always found time to give us perms also before our school pictures.
Unfortunately, she
At
found
the end
time
of
to
the-
give us perms the night before the pictures were taken.
But she was never tired, never too
No,
tired to do
no.
anything for us. And
That's right.
so proud that she's
Yeah.
my mom.
Yeah.
And I love you so much.
Thank
Mom.
you all again
Thank you
for being here.
Thank you very much. You know.